Hey, how you doing, Leos? So welcome back to the channel. Let's get into your reading. Don't forget to check out the star signs in your birth chart to see which way your situations could be going, how they resonate with you, and so on and so forth. So let's get on to your reading. What's going on with Leos, please? Thank you. It says all this time you could be hiding something. Your mindset says, I'm off today. My mind is very ill-willed, or I feel down, or I feel like picking on people. And it says your spirit wants to pick on someone that's new around your circle. Maybe even seeing if your mindset sees that you do this regularly to many people of the tribe. Some of you guys feel like you're in a network community, or maybe even in a business structure that you need to provoke mental health of your own to get things done, if that makes sense. It says you're very determined to get your way with something. Doesn't say that you're very good at it though. It says something's off with you. Many of your friends could be looking at you like this, like you're gloating too hard, or you feel like there's a victory, or somewhere you're bothered. But it says you're taking it out on many people, even at work. Your colleagues seem to be very wrestled or rattled by your situation. Like your mindset could be involving other people's mindsets in the situation that you may know or you don't know, or they know or they don't know. But either way, it's like you know that you're going to have good news or bad news to see the situation maneuver. However, it says it's not going to affect you more than, it needs to, because you're not going to allow people to bother you too much. It says now you know that people could bother you so much to the point you're not going to bother anyone else today. You could look at things in relation to reviewing your mind. However, it says you could review your mind all day. People will not want to help you do this unless they feel like it. It says you've got to analyze who you are as a friend, as a person, as a neighbor, as a colleague, as a co-worker, as a boss, as a manager, as a mum, as a parent, as whatever you feel you need to analyze yourself as. Maybe you need to look within and solve the problem there. Take a sleep on it. Maybe even a dark night of the souls. Maybe even go on holiday, go on a retreat. Maybe one up and ideally on your own. Maybe soldier the situation in a way that you could feel like you've got good news. However, it says some of you are behaving like G.I. Joe. Some of you are behaving like you are narcissistic. Some of you are going to be called negative slur words or evil, wicked witch words, like nasty words. It says these things are coming out today. It says only because you've been picking on yourself more than usual, you may pick on the wrong one. It says people may come out and determine that they don't want to be your friend, or they don't want to see you down the wrong road. So they may push you away from their energy for a little while to see if things clear or calm down. It says no one's going to bother you today. People are going to allow you to have peace. Maybe your head has been filled with gas. Some of you guys feel like it's an ego boost to see good news come, and then after you'll pick on it to see if it continues in the way that you want it to transpire. But it's not going to work that way, because you're doing the most, or you're doing too much to help it go in the wrong direction with your mindset gloating. It says some of you are gloating way too hard, like a Cheshire cat, maybe grinning your teeth, maybe even gnashing them a lot harder than you should. And it says someone here has noticed this in you since you've had a new friend arrive in your mind. Maybe even built up a new energy around your mindset. Having good friends could be the option, or maybe enjoying a friendship group, or maybe going out to eat with some new friends, or maybe seeing that there's people around you in a community, like a network, or you're networking around a systematic value. It says some of you guys need to calm down off of the situation, because it's making you feel very, very apprehensive, but at the same time very gloaty and very gaslighted with some friends that want to be your friend but don't really want to be your friend, or they do but they don't know how to communicate taking your time, or maybe even showing you who you are as a friend, not really feeling like that you're going to be a good friend to them, or you're not really networking in a way that they're proud of. They don't feel like you're giving your best shot. You're not really producing in a way that you have good news around your mindset, or even around enemies, or around people that do like you or don't like you. because you could be pushing your buttons in many areas, maybe not helping the enemy to win, because absolutely you're not going to do that if you feel like someone's an enemy. However, it says they're wrestling with your mind and your pride and your ego. But some people are also good to you, so they also want to see that you're succeeding, but you may want to push your button too much in a way where it's like, well, calm down, I'm trying to show you that I need to take my time to give you my opinion, or even show you my love, or show you how I deal with things in my own way, not being bullied, not being pressured, not being put in the pressure cooker, not being pushed down the wrong road, not being seen as a friend that's not a friend, or seen as a person that's not good, or even manipulated, talked about, or being rude to. It says sometimes some of you guys may need to look at your attributes or your regulated mindset, how you deal with people and things on your own, not really pushing people to see, what am I like, what am I like, what am I like. It says your mindset has to take your time, be good to you, but also be good to those around you, including your neighbors, your friends, your family members, people around you. And it says not often you give that respect to some people. So some people may be bothered by this or pissed off, or, just aggravated in some way. However, it says not everyone's going to feel the same. Some people really like you, but it doesn't say that it's your opinion that matters, because these are things that you believe as well. Like if you feel like someone really likes you, that's your own opinion. It hasn't come out in the way that someone has told you directly that they really like you. Hence why some people would say, well, I do like you, but I don't like who you are. Or maybe I don't like your ops, or I don't like things about you as a person. I don't like people that come to me like that, is what you say. However, it says you may have a problem with some people and their agenda, or what they say, or what they think, but they have a problem with you too. So you have to realize some people don't like who they are as a person. Some people don't like people based on the fact that they don't like their ops, or they don't like who they are inside themselves. And it says you're bashing a person based on the fact that she said she didn't like your star signs opposite. Like you could be a Leo, but at the same time she doesn't like Aquarius. So with this energy, it says they all feel the same way. It's like, why would you want to bring up an Aquarius energy in your mind and then tell me that I'm not good enough? Now, it doesn't say that it's the same way for everyone, because one witch in your head must be an evil witch, is your mind saying, well, I know it's not me, but my mum can be nasty. And it doesn't say she's an Aquarius, but it says everybody in the mindset around you says they don't really like a certain person. That could be your ops. And it says this woman, she brought it up for a reason in your life, not necessarily in her own life, because her life is sound. She has many Aquariuses in her life. She doesn't like them necessarily, and she doesn't have to like everybody. She may even think that one or two of them are okay, but she doesn't really realize it, more so in the mindset of yours, that you have an issue with her based on the fact that you've got problems in your life with Aquarius energy. And it says you didn't know this. You actually didn't know this. So when you're feeling irritated by her energy saying that, it says it's not to be rude or disrespectful or to hate you or to be nasty. It's just that my mindset is telling me that you've got things in your life that you may want to address indiscreetly. However, her energy wasn't screaming that today, ideally the day that you met her, or even if it is today directly, or the day that you met her when it was another day. Could be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever. But it says you met this woman on a day that you realize you've got family members that are bored, distressed, and problematic. And some of them are Aquariuses. But it says no one realized how much you ricocheted in the mindset of hers. Because now her Aquarius energy is going to be evenly yoked. Like you would see that in her background, she's got ops. Maybe she hasn't got ops though. And it says that her ops are not really bothering her, really. She doesn't have any Aquarius ops, because she could be a Sagittarius. She could be a Leo like yourself, in a way that she's content with her ops. And she doesn't really bother you too much with the opposite ideas that you have. So when it says that you like yourself very much more than you like yourself, ideally you versus her, or her versus you could be saying it to her, she could be saying it to you. It says no one's gonna beat me down in my mind about it like the way you have, but I realize you're fun. And that's how you think about this woman, or she thinks you are quite neat, you're quite cool. doesn't really understand, though, how it goes down in the church, because there's a female around you as well that says we should all go to church. That'd be nice. Why don't we all go to my church? I think we would be really, really happy if we went to my church. It says your mindset wouldn't mind going to church, but why your church? And it says, even if you didn't understand, my church is very, very handy to you, because it will make you feel like you're in a good vibe. Like if you're in a native country, like England, for instance, or maybe Wales, Scotland, wherever. However, it says some American churches are boring, but there's a majority of them are very, very, they're very mind gamed at the same time too, but they're very, very happy go lucky. They're very cheerful. They're very upbeat. They're very uplifting. They're very clap hands. They're very sing along. They're very dance, tap your feet, enjoy, give good vibes to your neighbor. Give good vibes to the person sitting behind you. Give good vibes to everyone around you. It says your mindset wouldn't want to know that you're going to a church like that, but if you was to go there, you're uplifted instantly. And it says her spirit just says, you know something, we're mourning in silence. Sometimes we should all get together and go there to get some healing or a blessing, or curses may come sometimes to your mindset on why you might not want to know you're going there, because of the message of the day, or maybe even the words that come out of the pastor's mouth. Sometimes it's not always clever, but sometimes it is. It's very uplifting. You get the Holy Ghost. You might even feel some energy saying, yes, God, and, praising God more than usual. Or maybe you might sing along to the point your sins have been forgotten. You start crying. You start repenting. You believe in yourself more. You've had a cherry day just because the pastor touched you with his garment, or maybe even told you off about something that you didn't need to really hear, but you probably needed to address it inside yourself. Maybe it could be anything that you're going through in your life, and you feel like you need an uplift or a surge kind of energy. Ideally, it's going to bring you to your knees about the things that you've been too hard up with, you've been too strong with, you've been holding these things to your chest, and you need a cleansing. It says no one's going to cleanse you more than yourself. And it says right now, you don't want to even go to no church. You might not even want to go to no friend group. You might not even want to go to your frenemies and speak to them about things. You just want to aspire to be on your own, at least for a day or two. Because it says after a meeting, or after a friendship group, or after a situation that you felt like was going to give you good news, you realize it's not giving you bad news, but it didn't take you to the mindset of where you wanted to be on that day, which is more time, energy, and money. You could be more money orientated right now. And it says, pray for those that pray for you. However, it says you wouldn't want to know that you're praying for people to get good news. However, you know that you have to pray for them to get good news for yourself. So it's like you could be putting yourself out there to pray for someone to get good news today. Get them to get you good news with that same prayer. It's like give to receive. It doesn't come genuine. It's not coming natural. You may be even showing them, look, I'm blessing you. I'm blessing you today. Can you see that I'm blessing you? Like it's going to be a calculated thought. Like you're not doing it in a genuine content. Yeah? But it says you could be trying too hard to show someone that you're blessing them, and then you're doing it again and again and again. It says, why would you want to insult people as well? Your mindset even lets you know that you could be insulting someone behind their back as you're trying to bless them and pray for them to give you good news, because you're playing the long game. It's like, I'm trying to get you to give me good news through my blessings to you, but it's really to get you to shift your mind and give it to me. However, it says their mindset is set in stone right now, and it's causing you a scene, because there's a lot of people around you that could have their mind set in stone. Like it's not moving anywhere yet. There's not a wave where it's going to move until after the Christmas period, or it could happen maybe in June. It doesn't say why though. Like when it says June, because we've just hit June now, it says all the way in the retrograde, which is the ending of the month. However, it's still speaking about the ending of the year, because it says there's karma there. A lot of people don't want to shift their minds for you right now, Leo, because their mental health is telling them, what do I do to get good news in my life? Like, I'm not trying to push yours away, but I realize I want to work with you if you just act genuine towards me and not use me for something. It's like, every time I give to you, you want something back in return. Or maybe if I ask you to do something for me, you want something back in return. Like I can't always give to you in a genuine way. It says Pisces is like that too. They could manipulate a situation and want to get you to give them something, but then you don't know how to give them back anything in return. Hence why Pisces says, I don't want to speak about it, but Leo could be like my friend, but I don't like her or him. But it says they know why they don't like you either. You keep insulting them or making fun of them in the mind. Maybe their hair, their head shape, maybe even their laughing body shape, or maybe even their mind about who they are. And it says even with them, they're doing the same thing with someone out there or around them. And it says only when they realized they needed to look around and see why it was that they had problems, they didn't know that they had it so bad. They had to discreetly move themselves in the mind on Tuesday, which is today. However, it says not this Tuesday either. Like last week Tuesday, they realized they had to do it too, but it came back around. Then they realized now is the time to really do it. They can't keep picking on someone in the head. They could be body shaming someone. They could be laughing at them, making fun of them. They could be making too much jokes about someone and not looking at what it is that they're laughing at in them. Because the thing is, people laugh at each other all the time, or maybe even manipulate a situation and say, well, you're laughing at yourself. However, it says their mental health are telling them, don't speak to me about it. Don't warn yourself to look at me directly about the problem either. And don't murmur in my head that it's gonna be that way. It says you're gonna see yourself in your mindset about the situation regardless. Pisces energy, which is your energy towards them. It says their energy don't want to come to you with no friendship. It says they don't believe in having a friend with you until they realize they're a friend in themselves first. They realize they have things in themselves that they need to transpire or regret it. It's like they are regretting absolutely everything that they've seen in you or done with you for the past last year or the past last week. And it says even when they realize they've done this, they shouldn't have done it. Like their mindset is telling them off. Why am I doing this? Why am I making fun of you? Why am I making fun of people around you? Why am I looking at things from a perspective of hierarchy? Why am I doing wrong to you? And it says, do you know that no one's going to pick on you more than the evil mindset that you thought was going to come to you directly about a situation that you could have come into aspiration with? Mind you, they're going so deep that they don't even know why they're picking on their mindset about you in the first place. They said they seeing you as a problem. Even the hoes around me. I wouldn't want to know that I'm a hoe, she says. Who is the one that spoke about being a hoe? It says nobody at that group, nobody in the table, nobody in the friendship circle, nobody around you mentioned being a hoe more than yourself, it says, because I know you're a hoe. I'm Scorpio's energy and I'm not a hoe. Are you referring to me? It says, I don't want to tell you you're a hoe, but bloody hell, did you see yourself as a hoe in that moment? And this is where Pisces goes wrong. They want to know they speak about things directly to their minds, but they don't know how to speak directly to you about the situation. So when you're feeling vibes of theirs, or you're seeing their attitude or their facial expressions or whatever it is come into play, you'll notice that you're not the hoe. It's them, but they do it discreetly. It says their mental health is coming into a place of practice where they see themselves through people's mental health and got to shy away and run and hide because they can't discuss what it is they've been doing behind closed doors. They can't understand what it is that they've been seeing in their mindset about it. And they can't liberty take on your mind about it either because they realize you'll make fun of them if you pick up their vibe is off. So it says one day at a time, you'll see something come into existence about the situation where their mindset is going to believe you have good news with them as Pisces. As a Leo, or even the Libras, that's a discussion for another time really, but it says even them too have problems. They don't want to see themselves in the shadow side of yours. They don't want to see themselves in the same context of yours. Absolutely never want to do that. Scorpio will absolutely come out with things when they feel like it, but sometimes they shy away too. But they're never going to pick on you directly with their mindset about it. It says even if they pick on you, it's about something else. It's never going to be, I'm directly picking on you based on the fact that you said something to me, so I have to dig at you for it. Like a Leo would do somebody, or a Pisces would do somebody. Hence why these two energies are coming up in the reading in relation to why you're bouncing off of the Pisces vibe. Because you feel their vibe or they feel your vibe is what you think. But it says they feel your vibe in a way that they're coming to you in a way that don't pick on me or don't come to me. Don't even address what's in your head about what you saw about me because I can't deal with it right now. I need to transgress. My mindset is being wrong. I should not pick on anyone. My head says, yep, you're ugly or you're big or you're fat or you're skinny or you're meager. You know, you look like a stick. You could even be problematic with your mindset about who smells bad or what the hell is wrong with that woman's feet or even her facial features, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It says directly, we're not trying to be rude. We're not going to insult people for having a big head or a small tummy or a big belly or a long beard or, you know, whatever it is. It says sometimes people have to be quiet. Don't speak about who's who. And it says sometimes your mindset wants to dig into these things too much as a Leo in relation to the Pisces energy bouncing back and forth in your mind. But it says directly, they haven't addressed things with you that way. They haven't saw it directly in you, in your spirit. But there's an energy field circling you both, telling you all to do these things through spirit. And it could be ghost lands. It could be, you know, godly energy, ideally not godly, but devilish energy, because let's address the elephant in the room. God does not want us to blame him for things that the devil is doing. So we have to address those things ASAP. But it says, you do know we have to see things from a perspective of ungodliness to Christ, to Jesus energy, real fast with people like enemy mindset in your head right now that wants to go to church. Because it says somebody here doesn't want you to even look at yourself, really. They just want to go there and clap their hands and enjoy and say, girl, did you enjoy that? Did you feel what the pastor was saying? Did you enjoy the music? Did you enjoy your time? Da 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 da. Let's go and have something to eat. It says informer. This person does not want to go out with you again. This person doesn't feel like you need to fit into the circle of friends in the way that you have it in your head. More so, it's like, well, I'm Leo. I don't want you to come to my group in a way that you think you're really going to be friends. We're pretending. And it says your energy is showing people this, Leo. You don't realize it. It's like you don't really want people to be friends. You want to build up your career. You want to build up a pathway of saying, look at me, look at me. But how can you allow people to look at you if everything starts to fall and crumble? You have to be careful how you're going about things. And it says sometimes you may not realize it, but your mindset is going down the wrong roads. And it says, even if someone shows you this right now, it's not going to make sense to you until you get there on your own. So we'll leave you to transgress in your problems, and in solving your problems, you'll get there in a way that karma comes to you. Because you have to see yourself and your shadow side once in a while. It says you could be doing great right now, bringing people together, making sure they eat, drink, be merry, off of their own back, mind you. They might pay for things. You might pay for things at times too. But it says, warning, don't try and pick on the wrong one. They may not like it. And it says sometimes you may pick until you pick idioticness in yourself. Because why would you want me to write up your mindset around things that I should do for you, and then you're not going to do anything for me back in return the way I've asked, or you're not going to even see me as a friend, and then I have to write up this fake review, basing it on a fake friendship around a dinner table because we were laughing and joking, but it didn't seem authentic. So I have to really give you clues to what's going on in your mindset, but hurt your feelings at the same time too, because you won't like it. And you definitely wouldn't want me to put that on Trustpilot. You won't want me to do that. You won't want me to have to come forward and say, this is what it really is. You wouldn't like me. So the best thing for you to do is analyze yourself and what you're doing wrong, instead of just working on reviews to give to yourself, maybe for other people, but it's more so for yourself, because you want self-judgment. You want to know what people are thinking about you. The thing is, they're not just thinking things about you, they're thinking things about other things around the situation. The group seems nice, other people there are nice, but it's not you that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the host like, bloody hell, she's a bitch. I'm looking at the event planner like, bloody hell, she's an evil cow. I'm looking at the company like, bloody hell, it's a shit sham. I don't like it, but I like you knowing that you don't like it. And I like you, but I don't like you. Did you know that? And then I feel the vibe from you, and it's like, I don't like you. I don't like you as a Cancerian. I don't like you as a Libra. I don't like you as a Scorpio. I don't like you as a Venom Pisces. I don't like you. And anybody else may like you, but I don't like you. Okay? Even the leaders of the pack behind the scenes don't like you. Yeah, I'm an Aries. I'm not saying nothing. I don't like you. Shit. There's so many things that could come out and be direct, but you wouldn't like it. So the best thing to do is take the time to repair your mind in ways that you could see it anyway, because you probably can feel these buys, these vibes based on the fact that you wouldn't want to address it. Hence why it says buys. It's like, I don't want to address that. Goodbye. Maybe later, or maybe never, or maybe ever in life when I think about it someday. But I don't want to address it today. Well, goodbye. This is why people are saying goodbye. I don't want to address it today either. It's not a time and a place for me to say, okay, I need to write anything or say anything. But good luck with that, because it says their personality doesn't want to say that they're coming back because you're pushing them away. And it says you keep pushing people away that don't want to do what you have to say they should do when they have to do it in your time. And in their time, it's like, well, I can do things in my time. Can we not wait? No, you don't like it. It says stop doing that to people because they're not going to allow you to push your mindset on theirs in a way that's going to be happy-go-lucky again. It's going to make you look really nasty as a person. So you have to be careful how you treat people. And karma comes to one or two of you, because it says some of you are really reaching for the stars and want to know that you're bringing yourself to a good karmic value system, but it's not going to be good for you to see that you've got good news all the time. Okay, you may have to see it in a different way, and you may have to see things in a way that you've got karma, because some people want to see that you've got absolutely good news, but you ain't got good news at all. So you have to bring yourself to the mindset, am I being good to me? Do I love myself enough? Do I think I'm very good in my mind about everything? Or do I feel like I have to punish myself and maybe start seeing things from a perspective of World War II? Because it says your energy is coming across as a soldier or as a mean person or very violent in the mind or aggressive in a way that you have karma with people. And when you don't realize it, it says your mindset is dragging you that way because of your ancestors. There's a mother figure that wants you to be that way, or a father, but it says their ancestors are not dragging you too much. It's only your mind telling you, yeah, my parent likes this. They like the way I'm doing things. And it says it's not a bad idea as long as you can get good news from it. But it says it's trying to warn you of other things that you should do. Maybe even pay attention to things that you wouldn't want to do. Maybe even laugh at the situation, because you're not going to bring to your knees that we should all be in a good way about the situation. It doesn't say that you've got good news overall about your mind on the situation either, because you realize you're taking good news from people in their minds about things in such small increments, or even in things that you know that you could take more from. But it says your mindset says, I know I want more. That's why I'm trying to pick on it to see if I should push it up a level. Like, do I charge them more? Do I even pay for more? What do I do? And it says your mindset is doing that in consistently, because it does it sometimes and then sometimes it doesn't, and then it does it again and then it doesn't, and then it warns you, don't do that. Make people feel like they're welcome around you, Pisces energy, or even Libra energy, or Scorpio energy, or even, other energies that wouldn't mind seeing what's going on in your group, because there's some people watching people on what they're doing. It doesn't say that it's worth it, because it's not really your business to stand out in the people's eyes of other people's eyes that are watching them, that are watching you. But it says there's karma there with people. They want to know who's who. They want to see who's who. And they want to see, how do you cope with regular things in your mind to tell yourself that you're playing a good role in your mind too? Because do you like people based on the fact that you want to have good news with them, or do you want to know that you have bad news with them? And do you see yourself in a blessing or a curse? And do you want to know that you're around people based on the fact that you're giving them good vibes or bad vibes? And do you like yourself more than anything? And it says it could aspire to more than that. Like, it could go on and on and on. But you do realize you're loved. You're not really unloved. You're very much loved, and you are liked. It's just that maybe pushing the gun a little bit where it's not necessary does meet you in your mind to say, what is going on? I need to know what's going on. And I don't want to harm anyone or hurt anyone, but I need to know what's going on with my mind. How do I deal with things? How do I cope with things? How do I make fun of things? How do I look at things from an angle of good news versus good sex, even? Because some of you guys are horny. Some of you guys want really good fun. Underneath your mindset, you may not even realize it. It's like, bloody hell, I wouldn't mind having a good time down there. Maybe you're too hard up in a way that you need to relax and go and sell some oats somewhere, even if it's with your lover or a friend, or maybe even just take your time and wonder, have I been celibate for too long? And then it's wondering, bloody hell, do I meet the right person? It's like you're very, very in tune with your mind, and you're very, very pent up in areas, but you've got karma with this because it says it's not easy to get everything that you want from a situation. And it says it's not going to be easy to get everything that you want from a situation anyway, because I'm ready to target you. But it says only a one way to look at it. Is there a man that loves you or a woman that loves you that's going to give you these things and help you out? Because you're not going to just transfer any negative energy onto people that don't need to have that negative energy. It's like, why are you targeting me with bad vibes? Did I tell you that I want some? Did I tell you that I need some? What made you think that I'm going to allow you to come to my life or even my house, even my bedroom, and tell me that you're going to let me come and, do all those crazy things that you used to do to me, or those things that I told you we're not going to do ever? You feel like I'm going to allow it now. Yeah, I'm not going to allow it. And then the things that I said, maybe I'll do it. I don't know if I'm doing it. I thought about it. Maybe I will do it. I could do it now. But then what if I don't really want to do it now? And then you're digging your heels in again. It says people are watching you. You do have people watching you like, do you really, really want this? Hell yeah, I want it, but I don't want it with you. Or I do want it with you, but I don't think I want it with you, And if I do want it with you, why do I want it with you? You have to be the very best version of me. I'm going to be the very best version of myself while you're the very best version of me. And then it says karma comes like that as well. So people have to watch themselves in all respects, even around you, Leos, because some of you are watching people too. And it's not about all bash Leo. It's about looking at the situation for karma to come and see that blessings come at the same time too. Because right now, spirit is in a need for a surge energy, looking around to see who's done what and what's happening in a way where we have strength and we have power to determine who's doing what in a way that is good or bad or evil, or even regularly fun or happy or exciting. Because we want to see those things aspire to become something great. But we can't all do that if we feel that bad news is going to come. We have to warn ourselves, is good news coming? Is good news coming? No, it might not. Is bad news coming? Oh, hell yeah, it's coming. Is love life and drama and anything else going to come out of the situation? No. It doesn't say anything's going to come to bother you more than you're bothered. You have to bother yourself more than anything. And it says love life, it itches you right now in your butt or in your crotch. Because it's itching to the point where you need love. And lots of negative spirits are not allowing the situation to unfold in that way. Hence why you're in England. It says a lot of people are going through it in this country. And it says some of you guys are in Wales, Scotland, or maybe even abroad in LA, or maybe even in JA, or maybe even in, like Ghana, or maybe even in Gambia, or somewhere around the world, anywhere. It could be anywhere around the world. Togo. It could be anywhere. It's just that people don't know why you. They're always holding on to your energy and saying, why you? Why you? Why you? Yeah, why me? Because I'm gorgeous. Do you not know I'm trying so hard to be gorgeous? Do you not know I'm trying so hard to be a lover, not a fighter? And I'm not trying to be a beast or a nasty person. I'm just trying so hard to be loving, caring, respected, and good vibes only. And that's how I want it to be. And it says all of you are looking at the situation in that way, and there's karma. Because there's too many people that don't want to have good news with you, or they do want to have good news with you, but they're spreading love in the wrong way, and everybody's feeling it in their each individual ways, but still seeing that everybody's going through it in the same way. Nothing's changed. Good news comes to those who wait, and it's still been a long, long wait. How long more do we have to wait in this situation? When is things going to turn around in our favor for we to all have good news? Why is karma coming to us now that we can, support things or maybe even see things in a way that's different? Where does it go with our other friends? Where does it go with our other friendship levels? Where does it go overall with things that we want to do and we can't see how we're going to get there, or what we're going to do when we get there, or what's going to, see us feel good, or the vibe, or whatever it is? Like, how do we feel when we get there? So it's karma's coming with this. And you know what? You all have great news in your mindsets about things, but love life drama could be there as well. However, it says you will change things in the next week or two. You may even feel like you've got good energies now, but pick on energy is not easy. It has to transpire into something that you're going to have good news with and not bad news. You'll see yourself in love and light, and kingdom come, thy will be done, and energy will be there. Like, ideally, you'll have to pray for something. You might have to transgress it or get rid of it. It says, why not do it now in the energy of Surge? Because Surge energy wants to communicate to you that you've got to get rid of something. Maybe even in the CERN energy as well. There is some things that you need to let go of in the sin realm. Maybe those goblins will leave you alone. And it says, right now, good news can come to those who wait, but you've been waiting for a long time, so let's gloat about the situation first, but let God bless you. God will bless you. God's not going to stop blessing you as long as you're a good person. God is on a whim right now because God does feel low and down and depressed. Many people don't realize this about God. God is absolutely strong and everything majestic, but God has its down moments as well. You have to understand that. So does Satan. God and Satan both are only human to your eye, and then physically, mentally, and spiritually to your eye, and very much mentally, spiritually to your existence. It's like we do have good news around the situation, but we don't always have good news around it. Most definitely we do, but not all the time. It says we've got hence wise and good news all the time. You know? Like we have prana, we have chi energy. We are only human. We feel these energies. We have systematic values in us. We've got good news with our mindsets. We've got chakra energies and blessings and all kind of different things that we know that we could become, maybe even in our spirit. And with these spirits that attach ourselves to other spirits, we know that we can become these things in the mindset of God, or we are godlike beings. But it says right now your spirit is leading you astray with karma. Not really in a bad way, but in a good way. To look at it in the worst way, you could say, all right, I'm not doing my greatest self right now. But you're doing absolutely amazing, Leo. Don't beat yourself up too much about the situation. Try not to allow people to get you down too much. Allow people to uplift you in a natural way that they know they can. Allow their energy to shine on you in a way that you've relaxed. You don't have to look for it. You can look for it once in a while, only if there's a real need to do so. But karma can come in that way too sometimes, because it's like, are you pushing for it way too hard? Sometimes you might have to take a back seat, maybe even to get it, or maybe even not push for it so hard in a way where you're absolutely dedicating your time, your mood, your energy, and the physical ways of dealing with people, treating people, and the backlash that comes with that. It says try not to be so mischievous in your mind about it. Maybe even look at how you can love people from afar, but also love people at a distance, not coming to you to bother you with your energies while you're healing. Because some of you need to heal. Some of you absolutely need to heal, and some of you absolutely need to go inwards and take a back seat and drive out the demons because you're holding on to too much pent up energy, or even negative twists in the back of your mind about how you believe karma should come to you, or how you believe things should aspire to be around you. But it says you will transgress many things in that way until karma reaps what it sows again in your life, because you're not allowing people to be their real and authentic selves. They may need time to heal from problems, maybe even look at themselves in love. Channeling their energy to find love inside themselves to give themselves good news is always one thing, but for another reason to believe that they can't have good news is very up to you, very up to the mindset, and very up to your mind about how you look at things all the time. They may not want to see you in a dress up kind of mindset, or look at you like dressed down, but they don't want to see you in a bad way either. And they realize this all the years ahead of time. They believe they could have sex with your mind, maybe even make love with your mind, and maybe for friends, just look at you like, I love you, Leo, but don't pick on my mindset. Try to be good to me. They want to know that you're good to them, but they have to be good to you too. We're not dismissing the facts. That's where we believe they have to be good to you, but allow the energy to transpire after you've spoken to them, after you've dealt with them, and deal with them in a mindset of yours where you can't control them. But if they're not working with you in a way that you feel like it's not going to, benefit you, then you can dismiss them, or you can allow them space and time to see if they want to change in their own way. Or be friendly with them regardless, and don't have to be nasty to them by dismissing them. You can just say, you know what, you are you and I am who I am. I'm a different spirit. I'm a different person from you. So it's going to work out differently sometimes. I can't control you to be who you are, basis on what it is that I think you should be. Not really seeing if you're going to be me, but I can't be you. So I know that I'm going to be better than you in my spirit if I feel like it, but I can't treat you less than. I can't treat you like you're not worth anything, or you're not good enough to be around me, or you're not good enough in my circle, or you're not good enough to be my friend, or you're not good enough overall. So I'm going to treat you nasty. And it says, Leo, you've got to think of those things between now and November. So try to respect people and get on well with people until the end of that month. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there, my lovelies, and I'll speak to you next time. Ciao for now. Bye.